Hello, welcome to the Gut Night channel. My name is Shane, and I will be doing a reading for you today, connecting to the energy of Mercury. And if we look here, Mercury is currently in Scorpio. If you look at where the planets actually are in the sky, according to observations we can make with our own eyes, telescopes, things like that. So this is the energy I'll be connecting with, Mercury in Scorpio. And if we look at the True Sky astrological chart, you can see the Mercury glyph is here, and it's kind of conjunct Mars, which you can see, yep, they are like right on top of each other, pretty close. They're about 21 degrees apart. They're both at about 4 degrees Scorpio, and they're both in the 11th house at this point in time. This is the date, November 12th, 2025, and it's about 11:30 where I am right now. So, yeah, we will keep this in mind. The 11th house is all about groups, communities, the future, innovation, stuff like that. It's Aquarius energy, and Scorpio is all about transformation, rebirth, the phoenix, right? Phoenix rising, that kind of energy. So, yeah, that being said, let's get started with some nouns here. Let's see what we get. All right, and let me reduce these, and then we don't want 12, we just want 3. There we go. Okay, perfect. Okay, so we have north, apparatus, and dress. Huh. Okay. So I'm getting this North Node energy here with North Node. So something about um, the meaning in your life, like what your soul is kind of like evolving towards, right? That's North Node energy. It's, you call it destiny, fate, that those kinds of things. But there's more of a choice in it, right? It's like our north nodes are flavored in particular ways, but that doesn't necessarily mean there is like one fated, destined thing that we're meant to do in this life. It's much more malleable than that. It's more of like a theme, right? So if we look at where the north node is on the chart right now, it's actually in Aquarius. So there's Aquarius coming through again in the second house, which is all about value, personal values, monetary values, anything that you can like put the idea of that what a value to, right? Like what makes something valuable to you, even beyond just like money, finances, things like that, looks, spiritual value, mental value, physical value, all of it. So yeah, this north node, you could say it would be like the value in innovation because it's in Aquarius. So how can you find value in innovation? That might be a theme that runs through giving your life like direction and purpose. For me, my North Node is actually in Scorpio, and it's in the eighth house. So mine is all about transformation of hidden things, right? Like, and also shared things, things that are intimately shared between myself and others. So, yeah, for one thing, like doing this is kind of like an intimate look into my life and the way that I view things, and I am choosing to share that on this platform with everyone. So that's one way that I am kind of like tapping into that North Node energy in my life. Yeah, so there seems to be an emphasis on purpose, meaning, direction. Apparatus, this is like a tool, right? Some kind of, it could be like a machine or something more abstract, like a belief system, even could be an apparatus for aligning yourself to meaning and purpose in your life. And then, of course, dress. This is like as a noun, it's in the modern sense of the word, it's like a literal dress, right? Like, you know, flowy, open on the bottom. Yeah. But you could also think of it as dress, like your dress. Like my dress today is this shirt and some pants. And I'm not wearing my glasses because they kind of reflect blue light and it looks kind of, yeah, I don't really like it how it looks in the video. So I decided to try to go without them, and I think I'm doing okay without them. So yeah, dress, it's a conscious choice, right? Like how you present yourself to the world. Also, there's like um utility in it because like it's a little bit cold today, so I decided to wear this like sweater, and now I feel warmer and comfortable. uh yeah. So what are you dressing yourself up in? How are these helping you to align with purpose and meaning in your life? What apparatuses do you dress yourself up with in order to align with purpose and meaning in your life? And this being in the 11th house, how is this innovating? How is this connecting you to larger groups in society? Yeah, I think those are the questions we're dealing with today. And the pre-shuffle cards, I'll start with the archetype here. We have the Queen. So we have this feminine energy coming through, very much in power, right? A powerful feminine energy. Um, yeah. So there's this idea of nurturing, um, internal reflections, feelings, yeah, those kinds of things. Also, this idea of like it's making me think, the dress. It's like tapping into the things that make you feel valuable, right? The way you dress yourself. Like, do you like how you dress yourself? Does it make you feel good about yourself? That kinds of things. And then Eight of Cups here. Um, so this is all about moving to higher ground, walking away. It's potentially a very emotional process with the cups. And we have the 8 coming through. So Scorpio energy there. Withdrawal is the word on the card. But the 8 of Cups is also like, not only it's a withdrawal, but it's also an elevation, right? Because on the Rider Waite Smith depiction of the card, it's a figure walking away from all of these cups and going to higher ground. So it's an elevation. North. Going north, right? Yeah. All right, and then before I pull some cards, let me get some images to go with this. I'm just gonna generate some new ones here. All right, so we have F, and this person kind of like beating their head or leaning their head against this wall, almost like they were defeated. It makes me think failure. The way this figure is like positioned against the F. This also makes me think Facebook, which is it's a social app, right? So 11th house energy coming through again. This is almost like this feeling of like failing to connect, right? Like you might feel like you have been trying to put yourself out there, but you still haven't really found like your community or your people, or that innovative idea that you've been searching for. This is the vibe I'm getting from this image. And down here, we've got, looks like a NASCAR driver, pro racing. Oh, look, there's another F. F4, America. So we have 4 coming through again. This is like foundational house energy, the body, structural energy. D-Force Racing. Okay, so it's not NASCAR. I don't know much about racing, so forgive me. XYZ Talents. Sebring International Raceway F1 F3. Okay, so this is like Formula racing. Interesting. Yeah, so I don't really know who this person is, but he's got a mic. And look at his dress. He's all branded and he's obviously representing all of these different companies which support him in his ability to race and to be in this position of speaking on whatever it is he's speaking with. So his community is very obvious. He's part of the like F1, F2, F3, F4. I guess there's, I don't know. I don't know how that works, but I'm formula racing, I guess. So F. Yeah. Let's see. A, B, C, D, E, F. F is the sixth letter in the alphabet if you start from A. Hmm. Interesting. Okay. Let's go back here. And I'll draw some cards. So there's definitely this idea of like, you know what? Now I'm thinking like roles. Dressing for the role that you desire, like putting yourself in the mind state, the physical appearance, using the right tools, the apparatus, in order to align yourself with whatever you think your meaning is, your what brings you meaning in this life. Like how should you dress in order to embody that for you? If you don't know what it is, then it's time to do some internal reflecting, get in touch with that feminine energy, that queen inside of you, to figure out what it is. All right, let's get some more. What is, oh, okay. Wow, all right, they're just flying out all over the place. Three of Pentacles. So this idea of collaboration, community coming through again here in order to build something sturdy and long lasting. Let's see. We have the Two of Cups. So unity, unification. The Ten of Swords. This is, yeah, change in the mental space. A complete change of the way that you think about things. And then we have, shout out to the channel, the Knight of Cups. And yeah, imagination. So this is about envisioning the future, right? And also, I consider it following your heart, being heart led. Yeah, which is, if you're following your heart, then you're following your North Node. Your heart is what gives you meaning. And then we've got a couple more over here that fell out. We have the Magician. Yep. Creating the reality you desire. The Chariot, once again, the other card of following your heart for me. Determination. This is also a card of victory. So there is victory in following that path of meaning. We have the Eight of Swords. This came out yesterday too. Restriction. The 8 coming through heavy again today. And the Five of Cups. This also came out yesterday. Yeah, absence. Kind of like a depressive feeling. Yeah, so there's a mixed bag here on the table right now, right? There's this really awesome energy of like collaboration and doing the work and like uniting, coming together with others or with some other version of yourself, perhaps. Massive change, especially in the way that you think about things. And yeah, lots of creative energy with the Magician and the Knight of Cups coming through. And the Chariot is like, you are definitely moving forward with this energy. You are listening to your heart and you're taking action on it. And there is some sort of success in that. But Gotta take the bad with the good, right? Five of Cups, Eight of Swords. There may be this undercurrent of feeling low, feeling depressed, feeling like you're restricted, like you're going nowhere, like you can't see where you're going, and it's like it's making you feel bad. It's not making you feel good. Um, but that's part of the challenge. It's about having faith and moving forward despite those feelings and those thoughts, overcoming them. You know, things may not exactly play out the way that you imagined them, right? But as long as you are making forward progress towards what brings you meaning and fulfillment, then you're making progress, right? So we got to remember to reflect on how far we have come and really be like nurturing to ourselves and stepping into this highly confident, like, yes, I'm doing what I want to do. I am, I'm taking care of the things in my life that need to be taken care of, nurturing my health, my mental well being, my passions, the people around me. Yeah, it's really about, we got oh, look at that. The two cards underneath the Queen are the Mentor and the Mother. So yeah, this is about protecting your energy with the Mentor. I see this like golden orb the owl is like kind of like guiding along as well. The owl is obviously representing kind of like the mentor figure in this card, but it's protecting this energy. So you're nurturing yourself with the mother, and you're being confident about it, and you are protecting what you have been working on in your own personal energy, right? Okay, so that's all well and good. Um, I just realized with the images we had over here, this feeling of like failing, but it's also like kind of like contrasted with this image of success. Like this guy has achieved some level of success, right? He's been given a platform, he's got a microphone, he's speaking, he's dressed in this attire which reflects like what he does and how he is being supported, and he's doing it, right? So there's a contrast here between like this perceived failure and this level of success. So once again, maybe like take inventory of how far you have come since you started this journey of following your heart, pursuing your dreams, whatever they may be for you. They don't have to be like president, or astronaut. They could be. Those are fun dreams, but not everybody needs that or wants that, you know? Everybody's dreams are different. So maybe you need to question like what do you consider failure? What does failure mean for you? And are you treating it as an ending, or are you treating it as a lesson to continue moving forward? Okay, this is where I failed. How can I keep moving forward and not have these same failures again, right? Like they show you what didn't work. So, how do you pivot and don't repeat those same mistakes, right? There's nothing more valuable. Once again, this idea of value coming through the second house. The North Node is definitely very present in this reading today. Oh no, I closed it. Okay, well maybe I wasn't meant to look at it again. But yeah, the North Node, it was in Aquarius in the second house. So this idea of values and innovation, right? So if you are coming up against these walls of perceived failure over and over again, then maybe you need to ask yourself like, What can I do different? What can I try something different? Would I get a different result? Experiment, right? Experimentation. And maybe even some form of collaboration if the opportunity is there with others could support you and take your path to the next level, right? Eight of Cups, moving up to the next level, walking away from what hasn't been working and moving up to the next level. So let's see. I think this message is pretty direct, and I don't really need to harp on it a whole lot. I'm just going to get some advice, and then I think we'll close it out there. So before I draw some cards, I'm going to get some verbs, because I think verbs are great for advice. They're action words, right? So let me go down here, and we'll get some less words, please. All right, what's the advice, Spirit? Deserve, move, disapprove. Interesting. So this idea of movement is definitely coming through. We had the chariot and we had the racing guy, right? Race car driver who is also speaking, communicating. Disapprove. I think that's this idea of being discerning, right? What do you need? What is as a verb to disapprove something? This one's tricky. Also deserve. To deserve something. This is like to be worthy of something, right? Like there's this idea of like what is worthy and what is not. These two are kind of like contrasting each other, and this like movement between them, right? It's literally between them. 1, 2, 3. Deserve is 1, move is 2, disapprove is 3. So this movement is literally between like deserving and disapproving. So let's see. Let's grab some cards and then I'll dive a little bit more into that. This idea of what is, it goes back to value. Again, this idea of value just keeps coming through. Mercury in the 11th house. What is valuable in your innovations, in your visions of the future, and in the groups or communities that you participate in? Okay, we've got one card here. We've got the Eight of Wands. Yeah. This is like fiery, fast movement, right? Progress. Yes, progress. So that is very dynamic energy, which is good. I mean, that's definitely goes along with this theme of movement. So what other advice? So Eight of Wands as advice is to keep moving forward. Whoa, that's a lot. Okay, I just saw the Ten of Wands and also the Sun. So there is something that is wrapping up with the Ten of Wands. This kind of like heavy energy that has been weighing on you. And with the Sun, there's victory in this ending. There's success and clarity. Once again, lots of fire. So much fire. I mean, the wands just keep coming out in like all of my readings. It's crazy. Wands and cups, really. There has been some swords too. Not a whole lot of pentacles lately. So this has all been very spiritual, mental, and physical. Not physical, sorry. Spiritual, mental, emotional is what I meant to say. So we just had the Ace of Swords fall out, and then over here, the Page of Wands, so more wands. So yeah, and then on the bottom, the Fool. Yeah, this is taking risks. This is taking leaps of faith, right? Just these new ideas, these realizations that you're having, take action on them, right? Make progress on them, on these new ideas. It literally says new ideas, right? Realization and new ideas. The Ace of Swords and the Page of Wands. you are probably being flooded with so many ideas of how you can approach something, approach a project or a dream that you're having, and it might feel a little bit overwhelming, right? I feel like sometimes this Eight of Wands energy is a bit like a bombardment. There's just so much energy, and it's just like traditionally it's depicted as like these wands flying through the air, kind of like from above down, almost like arrows raining down from above. So you might feel a little bit overwhelmed with the amount of ideas that you're having, and you're like, well, which one is it, right? The only way you're going to find that out is if you try them out. So you got to, one, take a leap of faith on these ideas, and two, be willing to transform with them, right? Death is all about transformation, um, like like really fundamental transformation, like ruthless transformation. I mean, it's death, right? It's a finality. So you're cutting away what is not working, and you're embracing the new. You know, the Fool, the Page of Wands, the Ace of Swords. This is all very new, fresh energy, and it is all very fast moving. So there's this idea of like keeping up with the pace. I mean, even with the movement literally here, and then this idea of like racing. Don't let these perceived like he could literally just like pick his head up and walk around this F, right? And look, the F is gold. This isn't, it's not a wall like he's kind of treating it, right? It's a golden opportunity to try something different, right? The Death and the Fool. This is doing something different, completely different. It is like the finality of what was and embracing these new energies that are coming in. Like the overall advice here is to don't be afraid to try new things, right? Sounds cliche, but I mean, you can hear that all day long and never truly like take it to heart or give it a chance, right? Like in what ways are you trying new things? Maybe that is something you can track for yourself, something you can reflect on. Maybe every day, or maybe once a week. It doesn't have to be every day. That's kind of intense, right? But maybe once a week, or if even that's too much, once every other week, reflect on or challenge yourself to try something new and different that you haven't tried before. Because that might be the thing that unlocks something within you that you never even considered prior to. So yeah, definitely this idea of getting out of your comfort zone. I'm gonna grab 3 archetypes and then we'll close it out there. All right, so we've got the king. So now we've had the queen and the king. We've got the heart. That has definitely been, yeah. The heart to me is kind of like the north node. It is the guiding star, right? And the warrior, yeah. And the sword, decisiveness. This came out yesterday too, or in my last reading. I actually wasn't able to upload that one as soon as I was finished with it, so these videos might actually be uploaded around the same time, my last reading and this one. But anyway, so yeah, the king, right? This is action. This is giving. It's like reaching out, like you are doing something, right? This requires action. The number 12 coming through today is the 12th. So there we go. And then we have the heart, number 31. So the number 4, also, if you reduce that, 3 plus 1 is 4, numerologically speaking. Yeah, the heart. This is where your dreams come from, I believe, anyway, right? Like, this is the space within you where what you truly desire lives. And you have to, in order to bring it out of your heart and into the real world, you have to take action. And the warrior, right? These are both action cards, the king and the warrior. The warrior king is what I'm hearing. So we have the number 10 coming through as well, which is another kind of like nod to something being completed here, but also the start of something new as well. The end is the beginning is the end, right? Cycles. Cycles. Yeah. So this is about being courageous too and brave and really just like having a mission. And in order to have a mission, you have to follow your heart because warriors are warriors because they really believe in what they're fighting for, right? That's what makes them warriors. So yeah, be a warrior for your dreams. That is the message. That's the advice. Be a warrior for your dreams. Um, yeah, I love that. Hopefully, this message brought you something valuable to take with you today. I wish you the best on your path, whatever that may be for you. You get to decide. Thank you so much for being here with me today. Take care of yourselves as always and keep your heart open. Bye.